Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. Let me know if you can see and hear me right now. Gonna take my time and make sure. While I'm waiting for confirmation, my name is Janet Wright. I'm an energy healer, reader, and teacher. And this will be a group energy healing where I'm healing 120 people in 13 different countries. I am not getting confirmation yet. Fun times. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Do. Waiting for confirmation. Ah, there we go. Maybe you guys just didn't expect me to be like remotely, mildly, only mildly late. Good. Okay, great. So you guys can see and hear me. That's handy. For those of you that don't know, I had a bit of a flop in the Q&A live stream that I did 2 days ago after the healing. The healing live stream went fine. The healing went fine, of course. The live stream of it actually went fine as well. But then after that, I took a break and then I came back and did a Q&A live stream. And about the first maybe hour or so, I was reading all these questions that had been pre-posted and doing very well. Then somebody texted me that still has my cell phone number and told me that I wasn't broadcasting. So then somehow the broadcast got fixed and I did a half-hour Q&A after that. So that was fun. So anyway, that's why you're always going to have me confirm if you can see and hear me now. I will do my best never to forget that again. Thank you very much. You guys are very nice. So this is the third healing in the set of 3. The theme is lighten up, clear repression and oppression. And this is the third healing in the set of 3. 2 days ago, we within clearing repression and oppression, we looked at what is somewhat self-inflicted, like self-inflicted oppression, but not on purpose. Like today, you're not going, okay, I'm oppressing myself, that's what I'm doing. But like maybe a couple lifetimes ago, you created some kind of a negative pattern. And the ripple effect of that now is that you're in an oppressive situation, or you have an oppressive, set of energies in your mind affecting your thoughts or whatever, So it's in energy healing, we always search for what can you do, right, to positively affect your experience in life. So we looked at self-punishment. And again, even like subconscious from lifetimes ago, not like you're trying today to have a terrible day. But so we cleared punishment agreements that you had made at some point with just random invasive beings, and also self-punishment agreements with angels. There are special angels called self-punishment angels that, if you did something that you later realize is super unethical and you're, super stuck about why did you do that? How could you have done it? Some people then want to punish themselves. They feel ashamed and whatever. And the lightest version of punishing yourself, I guess, is to have self-punishment angels do it, rather than just random beings that'll never let you out of that agreement. I mean, you could clear it yourself, but they would, not be encouraging you to get out of that agreement. Whereas self-punishment angels, they don't want you to do that at all, ever. But, if you're so bent on, getting lost in your shame and punishing yourself, well, okay, the self-punishment angels will be the the weight around your ankles, so to speak. um, but uh, but then they'll always look for, are you ready to let go of this punishment? You know, are you ready to lighten up about it? So anyway, so a lot of people have self-punishment angel agreements. I mean, literally everyone, all the 120 people that I was working with 2 days ago had self-punishment angel agreements, which I called SPAs, self-punishment angel agreement. So they had SPAs that they were ready to clear, which was great. And so I thank you for the surveys. I could tell that that helps. That helped. That really, like, people felt noticeable differences. So that was a biggie. And I also could tell that people had more to release. It's like sometimes you can only do so much at once. It's just not healthy and gentle. Even if it's clearing punishment, you know, sometimes your physical body needs pacing. And so we're gonna fit that in again today, clearing SPAs, self-punishment angel agreements. So you can continue to lighten up. We did not do creative ring repair. I thought we would, but we did not. We did chakra repair and unblocking, and specific chakra unblocking for the theme of clearing repression and oppression and clearing self-punishment and guilt and shame and yada, 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 yada. And I did see that helped quite a bit, like the theme specific chakra unblocking. But we didn't do chakra repair, and that's necessary. Some people, they just have like cracks. Sorry, creative ring repair we did not do. Creative rings are 3 gold rings right above your head, above your astral body head, technically. And even if they're just cracked, it can give you more of like a fogginess, make it harder for you to wake up in the morning. Because in the morning, you as a spirit, you travel in through, you know, your physical body's energy system, in through, hopefully in through the top of your head, all the way into as many physical body chakras as possible. But if this is cracked or busted, then it's like this wonky energy and it's hard to travel through it. So some people that said that they were foggy in the morning, they had little cracks to their creative rings. So a couple people said they felt really good, but when it came to like the next morning or something, it was just hard for them to get up. Sometimes it's just a really big shift, you know. You cleared so much in the healing that then the next day you're bringing in like a ton of new energy as you wake up. So it's kind of like, whoa, what's going on? I could sleep for another 5 hours. So maybe just extra unblocking up there in the top of your aura and unblocking in your grounding, you know, very top, very bottom of everything. You know, just unblock, just to get, you know, because the more you're bringing in at once, the more you want everything to be unblocked and flowing. You know, so if you have some compression in a couple aura layers and you're bringing in a lot of energy at once, it's like it just feels less graceful. It's like tripping into coffee tables that are in your way. So you want to clear the coffee tables out of the way so that, you know, you come in smoothly, even if a lot of new energy of yours is coming in with you. So when in doubt, unblock your grounding and the top of your aura too. So anyway, long story short, we will be doing creative ring repair today. 7th-8th chakra, 7th to 8th chakra connection. We'll do more repair of that, and also a little more unblocking of it than we have done before. So your 7th chakra is that chakra in the top of your head, confidence, goals, creative inspiration, empowerment, intuition, together with the 5th chakras. They're both together, intuition. But anyway, so that's 7th chakra, and then 8th chakra is above the top of your aura, either like as close as a foot above the top of your aura, or like just maybe 10 feet above the top of your aura, somewhere in that range. It goes up and down. But So anyway, there's a gold cord in between the two chakras, and it's very nice because the eighth chakra energy, the part of it that should flow downward, it's very restorative, and it gets you way more present. And so the more we repair that 7th to 8th chakra cord, the better. But we'll unblock it more. That's kind of interesting. I was looking at that some people, I mean, I think everyone has some sort of blocks inside that cord from like stressful past lives, that kind of thing. And that can impact to the point where you can have a lot of those, to the point where it causes you to be very overwhelmed because you're not getting enough of that big picture calming energy. So then maybe you have a big picture awareness, but it's like the worst possible big picture awareness. You know, like in today's world, we have social media, we have global news, so you can find out about some things that you find disturbing endlessly, you know, about every country on the planet. You know, you could just keep finding more and more information that you feel is disturbing. And so I would say that's a big picture awareness, but in a very destabilizing way. And so it's up to you to think about, well, what are you here to do personally, and what strengthens you and what nourishes you, what stabilizes you? Because if you're not very stable, if you're not feeling good and whole and healthy, you know, you're not really going to be helping others anyway, you know, so you're not helping anyone by freaking yourself out, right? So I've noticed the people that have more blocks in that 7th to 8th chakra connection, they may, if they have a big picture awareness of the world, it's like the most negative, most disturbing possible perspective, because they're missing that, you know, the comforting, soothing wisdom of the 8th chakra energy. So we'll work that. So sort of a more comforting stability. And balance. I think the more 8th chakra energy you have, the more, I mean, you know, there's a limit to how much you should have, but if the connection's good, then you're getting the amount you need, and then you tend to have a better sense of balance. Like, what do you need right now just to find your peace and your center? And so so that should be good. What else? Oh yeah. There's something about resolving flashbacks. Resolve flashbacks. Some people are conscious of having flashbacks, like a flashback is where you're re-experiencing something negative that happened to you in the past, right? But plenty of people have flashbacks, but they're not really realizing it. So they think they're just upset about, you know, the world as it is today or something. But half of why they feel the way they do is because of old traumas that haven't healed in their past, like in this life or many lives ago. And so part of their energy is stuck in those old experiences, and it's kind of pulling them back, so they're re-experiencing the yucky old stuff. So what we're going to do is heal those older stuck parts of you so that you don't have the flashbacks, either subconsciously, where you don't know that's what it is, or consciously. So we'll work to resolve flashbacks. So that should be nice. Oh, and fun fact, well, a bit of news, actually, I guess, is how I should say it. So the news that I have is theme related, actually. I didn't realize it was theme related until, was it last night or this morning? Theme related meaning self-punishment. that I cleared some self-punishment through these healings that we're doing. But anyway, so I am going to keep doing the Q&As 2 per month, but I'm going to do them not right after a Sunday healing, because I'm like, these healings, I love doing them, you know, healing 120 people at once and teaching everybody, and it's very exciting for me and fulfilling, and you know, but it is the most taxing thing I do all month. So why would I do a Q&A that's like an hour and a half to 2 hours right after it? You know, that's like, technically that's just self-punishment. That's like, you know, living life like an endurance contest when it doesn't have to be. So now that I stopped doing individual sessions, I have more days, you know, with some time. So I'm going to spread out the Q&As and just do them on days when I'm not doing a healing live stream. And I'm going to be spontaneous about it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to announce them a day in advance by emailing my news email list and putting a news bulletin on my YouTube channel or what. But anyway, so that's me clearing self-punishment. I'm realizing, like, why do I need to do them after the healing? That's just silly, because it's so taxing to do the healing and then, you know, right at like 15 minutes later to start a Q&A that goes on for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like, what am I doing to myself? So anyway, so that's interesting. So I will, so that means, you know, even this, later this month, that second Q&A, it'll be, you know, like a floating day and time that I just figure out. I think the time of day probably is somewhat good for me that they have been at, those Q&As. It's just not having the whole live stream of doing a giant healing before it is not going to happen. So the time of day of Q&As might be somewhat similar, but I don't think I want like a set time every time. You know, I think for the Q&As, I'll just be more freestyle about it, about when they start and when it happens. And so we'll see how that evolves. So I guess so that's the news update. And that this 19th, December 19th, when I start the twin set and I do the Sunday healing for the twin set, you know that the Q&A is not going to be on the 19th. The Q&A, separate Q&A live stream will not be on the 19th. So anyway, so that's, I guess, an example too. It's news, but it's also an example of, you know, self-punishment that is subconscious. You don't know that, you know, until you clear the self-punishment, your mind doesn't think of things in the different way that allows you to realize a much gentler solution for yourself. So it's just an example of how self-punishment is subconscious, usually. You know, you're not saying, gee, I want to have a way more stressful day. I want to have a really stressful worldview. You just maybe have that. And so we're going to work on that. The clearing the stebs, stuck triggered energy blocks, we'll still do that. Abel, take it easy. It's okay, Abel. Oh, my dog has such dramas with his pillows. Oh my god. And we'll see about deep thought. I keep booting it, so we'll see. But I think we're doing deep thought healing technique today, but don't hold your breath. We'll see. And the maybe pile is CVGV meridians. That's still a question mark. I did see that 1 or 2 people need it, but I do have videos and they could use them if they wanted to. Like this one woman, she's like, oh, I keep having headaches, but then I heal my aura for a few minutes and they go away. But see, if you keep having them, maybe you didn't fully repair the situation. And in her case, that GV meridian that goes up and around and hooks around the head, she has some some hard objects stuck in it. And so when she repairs her aura, then there's not as much like foreign energy sort of catching the hard objects and making them vibrate and making everything hurt. So she's sort of going halfway by doing the aura repair. But then if she were to do sticky gold wax on her GB meridian to get rid of the hard little spear things stuck in there, and then do repair of her GB meridian, then she could actually stop having headaches long term, which, you know, is preferable. You would think is preferable, but, you know, whatever. So yeah, what else do I want to mention? Somebody's mom said that they were going kind of stir crazy, like they wanted to leave the house and whatever, and they couldn't, and blah, blah, blah. But I think their spiritual path was blocked, which was giving them part of that pent up stir crazy feeling. But I'm wondering if I really am going to need to unblock everybody's spiritual path, or if just doing more 7th, 8th chakra unblocking is going to cause people to get so much stronger that they will automatically unblock their own path. So I'll watch that. We might not actually need to directly work the spiritual path. The more strong you are, sometimes you kind of bust away all the impediments in front of you, because you just get so present and so strong. Somebody, speaking of getting present and strong, somebody on their survey was like, oh, the 8th chakra and all these other parts of you. They were thinking about the parts of them that are like not fully, that don't come fully present into the body. And they were wondering on and on about all that, but they weren't in their first chakra. And they were kind of avoiding some energy blocks, subconsciously avoiding some energy blocks in their first chakra by thinking like upward about all sorts of like, oh, these other parts of me and blah, blah, blah. So I would always encourage people, just keep getting more and more present. The more present you get, the more whole you feel, the more everything sort of clicks in place. So there's that. Okay. Especially since we're doing this 7th, 8th chakra work, it's good to just, see, this is why I don't like my hair down, because then I mess with it and then I get little weird things going on. Sorry about that, guys. I will try to ignore my hair now. A couple people, like one person said she felt crabby at one point, but actually the healing was making her so much more present that she was in 7th-2 now. She was getting present in her 2nd chakra, which she hasn't been present like consistently for hours at a time in her 2nd chakra since she was like 2 years old. So when you first, and that was true for a guy and I think somebody else too. Like people are getting much more present in like the last month or two of healings. Like people maybe that were only in 7th-3 all the time now are in 7th-2 at least half the time, or even 7th-1. I mean, like people are getting much, much, much more present. It's really wild with this stuff. That's good. But when you first get into your 2nd chakra, you are aware of frustrations that have been there all along that you weren't aware of before, because you kind of were numbed out to it and kind of popped out of your 2nd chakra. So just try to keep the flow. Just release the crabbiness, release the energy blocks causing the, irritability. Stay present. Try not to get disturbed by your sudden crabbiness. Just unblock your grounding, just keep things flowing. Generally, your 2nd layer and your 1st layer are really tight when that's happening. So you could unblock right up here, unblock right below your feet. Okay. So there are other things that may or may not be a part of this healing, so I don't want to say too much, because sometimes I say all these things and then like only half of them fit into the healing. So I'm gonna stop talking about everything. But yeah, okay, cool. So I'm going to catch up on a few comments, and then I'll do my 2 minutes of quiet time, and then the healing walkthrough will begin. Someone says, people are saying hi from Chicago, hello in Chicago. Someone says, you look and sound great, thank you. Someone says, hi from New York, hello. Hi from Madrid, hello. Yay, I can see and hear you now. Good. Someone says, sorry, was cooking dinner. Hello. You're welcome. That's fine. So it says, why would someone punish themselves by overeating and starving back and forth? I mean, if you're doing it, I would say, it's one thing, but if someone else is doing it, they could have just massive chakra damage and aura damage, and so they're not so home. And so if you have a lot of aura and chakra damage, you're not really that present. And so you can have a lot of odd behaviors, odd self-destructive behaviors when you're not so present and you're overwhelmed. So, I mean, if you're overeating and starving yourself, see, I would be, maybe you're not asking about yourself. But the more present you get, the more whole you get, the more it's easier to work on those types of behaviors. So people with the most extremes with those they generally have very fundamental energy issues that need resolving first, like aura repair, chakra repair, creative ring repair, grounding, that kind of thing. Someone says, hi, tuning in before my meeting in an hour. Nice to see your smiling face. Thank you. Also, hello from Chile, Michigan. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we're not that chilly, thankfully, because I'm still trying to do my planting. I mean, actually, though, on Sunday I was going to plant after the live stream because it wasn't raining, but it was too cold. I was just like, no way. It was like 37 degrees out or something, which is just a few degrees above freezing. For those of you on Celsius. But anyway, but then I did get a little bit of planting in yesterday because it was in the high 40s yesterday here, and we didn't get rain in the afternoon. So, and it looks like I might get lucky maybe this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon. So, yay for me. Someone says, hi, Janet. Someone says, yes, let yourself rest. Oh, good. About the Q&As being on different days. Yeah. Someone says, that's super awesome about the Q&As. Oh, thanks. Someone says, makes sense to do them when you feel good. Yes, doesn't it? Whatever. Until you clear the energy, you're thinking differently. And so there's that. Someone says, hi from sunny Santa Monica. Oh, that's nice. Hello, hello. Someone says hi with cute little crab emojis. Someone says hello. Someone says hello from Qatar. Thank you. Hello. Someone says negative 20 Celsius here yesterday in Sweden. Oh, that was my question. Wow, well, I hope you're keeping nice and warm. My goodness. Wow. All right. Always fun to learn and think about other places in a positive way. That's the thing, try to, the modern world and learning on the internet, that can be, you can learn very disturbing things, or you can learn cute, adorable things like, someone in Santa Monica and Sweden and Qatar and, New York and Madrid, like energy healing. See, that's a comforting thing to learn about the world. It's important to bring yourself stability and balance, because without that, you're no good to anybody. So, try to curate what you're aware of in the world in order to maintain your stability. That's my little I'm feeling more allowing today. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it sounds good. All right, cool. So I'm going to do my 2 minutes of quiet, during which I'll prep a little more and I'll say hi telepathically, non-verbally, to the 120 people that I'm healing. And just a quick note for those of you that have not paid to get the healing, The healings go on sale every month on the 15th. So this 15th, in a week-ish, the February 2022 healings go up on my website. And I don't remember what the February triplet is, but I know the February twin set is where healing the energy of your home, which should be really cool. The September twin set, the February twin set of next year and the September twin set of next year are both healing the energy of your home. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, those sell out somewhat fast. They go up at a certain time of day, and they sell out within, let's say, 20 minutes to 2 hours, depending. 20 minutes, yeah. So I have a news email list if you want to get on it, and you can look on my website to find out what time they go up on the 15th, so that you're already prepared. But then the minute they go up, then I email those people, everybody, to just say, yeah, I did get them up. Which you wouldn't really need because you know when they're going up, but I'm like 8 to 10 minutes late sometimes, so that may be annoying to have to keep refreshing so that you get your email, you know. All right, I'm very chatty today. Sorry about that. I'm gonna stop talking now for 2 minutes. And then halfway through that 2 minutes, I will start the healing, but without talking. And then roughly 2 minutes from now, I will start talking, letting you know what I'm doing as I do it. And so the rest of it will be a walkthrough. So you could heal yourself if you want as you watch. All right. Thank you for waiting. So, when you heal, make a copy of what you're healing out in front of you. That way you can move it around. It just helps. So imagine a copy of your grounding out in front of you. Make your grounding. You can recreate your grounding. Your grounding is your connection to the core of the earth. If you have your average life and lifestyle, it's not particularly nature centered and mellow. You may have a very skinny grounding, and so go ahead and instead of that one, make a very wide grounding, as wide as your whole aura. So as wide out as the heel of the palm of your hand, and make it red or orange or yellow, your grounding, like a big waterfall or tree trunk, as long as the tree trunk flows downward really, really strongly, the energy of it. And make it wide all the way around, including behind you. And bring it up high as your third chakra, which is where your sternum bone ends. That's your third chakra, right there. So you can try a red grounding, see if that works for you. Try an orange grounding, see if that works for you. Try a yellow grounding, see if that works for you. And just keep whichever you liked best with that. And then just imagine a mini copy out in front of you of your grounding. So like here's your third chakra, and all the way down here's the core of the earth. So obviously it's a reduced copy so that you can comb through the whole thing. So this is grounding unblocking, where you look for energy blocks in your grounding and you imagine them and you melt them with gold light. Gold light coming from your hands, your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras. You can set with your intention these energy centers, one in the palm of your hand and then your fingertip chakras, to be a metallic gold color, like this glitter. If you need a little visual reminder of what metallic gold is like, but just set those chakras to be metallic gold, and that way that's the energy they're generating. Set with your intention, with your thought. You don't have to see energy yet. So you're using that gold light and washing out your grounding. You want to wash out the blocked energy. And with energy work, you can always expand your level of awareness. So you may think, oh, my grounding's fine, there's no blocks at all. But if you have a minute, you could actually hunt for some that you're not currently aware of and melt those. And then you'll be even more centered and even more grounded. And I would definitely recommend that to people who, either are, kind of like, oh, what are all the eternal parts of me, and all that, but your life right now isn't great. Focus on very rooted things like unblocking your grounding. If somebody is very disturbed by the state of the world and what governments and countries are doing and and they don't have, they don't have their own feeling of content, inner strength, then rein in that awareness and unblock your grounding. Do very rooted things. Do the opposite of what you've been doing. So find some blocks in your grounding and just melt them away, because you deserve peace. You deserve stability. Inner peace doesn't mean that the whole world is in a state of peace. It means you have peace within you. So what are we doing? We're unblocking the grounding. We are imagining blocks that are there, that maybe you didn't notice at first, and just melt them away with gold light. And if you're aware of some that just aren't clearing, you can say, angels, can you help me clear these? And sometimes, you're not meaning to avoid, but you are subconsciously. So find some energy blocks that you've been avoiding clearing in your grounding. Maybe a couple big piles of energy blocks that you've been avoiding for a long time subconsciously. And then just lots of gold light through those. You can even say, angels, help me clear these. So these are energy blocks in your grounding that you've been subconsciously avoiding. And we're going to do the opposite now. We're just going to use cold light and melt them away. So you can get some of that peace and stability that you very much deserve. All right, good job. So that was grounding, unblocking. And let's do indie grounding. So with indie grounding, you still use that copy of your grounding out in front of you, but you check out the sides of your grounding as it goes down to the core of the earth. And you use gold light, gold fire, gold water, whatever you want to melt away the branch off parts. Any parts where your grounding branches off to other people's grounding. That can happen subconsciously. You're not trying to have it happen. But, you know, there's some subconscious part of you that's like, well, I feel bad for her, or, oh, I don't know, they want to do it, so I'm just, what does it hurt? You know? But, you know, it's common to have little parts of you that aren't as wise, you know, and that's fine. But during energy healing, you protect yourself and help those less wise parts of you to be more wise and balanced, right? So you kind of clean up some little messes that you've allowed to occur subconsciously. So just melt away all these connections, because other people, their grounding is going to work better when it's not linked to yours, and your grounding is going to work much better when it's not linked to theirs. Even if this is like a 3-year-old child we're talking about that you're linked to, just have your child say, hey, you know, go have your own grounding. You know, I love you. You know, you're the best kid ever. Have your own grounding. You know, whatever. But separate grounding is what's going to help everybody the most. Independent, indie grounding. And anybody that you feel like is trying to attach to your grounding, you can just say, hey, go ask your angels for help with grounding. You're just with your mind saying that, that's enough of a reminder for people like, oh, okay, I'm going to ask my angels about grounding. And subconsciously, they'll probably go ahead and do that. All right, so that's indie grounding. Let's go ahead and do creative repair right now. I usually would not put it in before aura repair, but I think most people have their auras at least mostly repaired right now because we did 2 healings in the last 5 days already. So I'm going to stick creative ring repair here. But normally I would say repair your aura first and then do creative rings. But it just bugs me that we haven't done it. And so we'll repair the creative rings right now. So the creative rings are right above your astral body 7th chakra. And if you're present, then your astral body 7th chakra fits into your physical body 7th chakra. So essentially, your creative rings are right above your astral body head. So just make a copy of those out in front of you, the 3 gold rings. And just imagine, are there any cracks? Are there any broken parts? And just use gold light and wash them off. And the more you clean them off, the more they'll heal. Repair. And wiggle your toes, stay here, stay grounded as you do this. Okay, so that was creative ring repair. We're going to do some creative ring unblocking for the theme of clearing repression and oppression and self-punishment. And then we're going to do a little extra repair because sometimes if you unblock, you're basically getting the junk off something, the energy blocks and maybe some invasive beings that are around. And then more repair might be possible. If there's any more repair needed, you could do it after you finish unblocking. So we will do this once I pour myself some more tea. All right, cool. So creative ring unblocking. So you imagine your creative rings out in front of you, a copy, right? your creative rings are up here, but the copy's here. And just surround them in sticky gold wax. So that's gold light that hardens around the junk, the energy blocks, the other people's energy, the invasive beings, the hard energy objects, whatever. And just have the sticky gold wax stick to all that. And you're going to leave the creative rings in place and move out the junk with the wax. So move out the junk and the wax and say, angels, here you go. Move your toes, stay here. Sorry, I have to fix my hair. I hate that. There we go. I see in reverse, by the way, that's why it takes me so long to fix my hair. The camera shows me myself in reverse. Okay, so one more time, sticky gold wax all around your creative rings, inside them. Make sure you get sticky gold wax on the underside of them, the back, the front, the sides, everything. So this is sticky gold wax all around your creative rings, and especially have it stick this time to, well, to all that junk that you want to remove, but also anything having to do with repression, oppression, self-punishment, guilt, shame, all that stuff. Anything that's overwhelming you, just let the gold wax stick to it. And we're going to move the wax out with the junk. Keep the copy of the rings in place, move out the junk and the wax. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. All right. So then we're going to just do a little extra repair of your creative rings. Now that they're not so blocked, it might be a little easier to finish up the repair. And we can flip over the copy and look at the undersides. Imagine the undersides of the creative rings. They can get like scratched up pretty easily. So just heal them, heal up those little scratches on the underside of the creative rings. So we're healing the underside of your creative rings. We just flipped your copy upside down. And you can flip your copy back, just check, make sure everything's nice. Okay, so that was creative ring repair, unblocking, and a little extra repair. And we did theme related unblocking to clear repression and oppression and self-punishment. So now we'll do aura repair. So aura repair is important. We'll just do aura repair of the two regular auras right now, and so that's your astral body aura and your physical body aura. And they each have 7 layers to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like layers of an onion, they wrap all around you, even below your feet. And you can get rips in them if people are throwing energy at you. And it's really good to check regularly and repair the rips so that you're not leaking energy. So you can just imagine a composite copy of, so it looks like one rip, but it represents all the rips in your two regular auras. And so you have one, it looks like maybe like a valley, or however you want to imagine that one rip in your aura. That's a composite copy of all the rips in your two regular auras. And then just go ahead and repair that composite copy rip. Lots of gold light. And get the gold light as deep as you can into the composite copy rip. And let's use sticky gold wax. That's important to use if you're not advanced and so you can't actually see rips in your aura. You want to make sure your aura repair is really successful and completed. And so during the repair process, if you just keep cleaning out the rip as you repair, that more ensures that you're going to fully repair it. So let's use sticky gold wax, get it deep into this composite copy rip, and let the wax stick to any junk that's in the way. Energy blocks, people's energy, invasive beings that just pile in here, and just have the wax stick to all that junk, and then lift it all out at once, the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. Okay, and then just keep repairing that composite copy rip, let it grow back. And let's do one more sticky gold wax. Just get it as deep as possible into this composite copy rip. Have the wax stick to anything that's not you. And lift out the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. And go ahead and finish your repair. And just look for any scarring that you might have left over. Scarring is like bumpy hardness at the edge of your aura, left over from damage where it was damaged. Once the rips are healed, then you may have some scarring left over. So just imagine all the scarring together in one place from your regular auras and melt it away with cold light. Alrighty, let's melt away aura bruising that you may have in your auras. So all those 7 layers of your astral body aura and physical body aura, just lots of gold light throughout them. So with bruising, it tends to be a couple layers at once in a certain part of your aura. It's just little impact stress from somebody throwing stuff. So just melt away the aura bruising with the gold light so that the layer can have better flow and just sort of be more expanded, and it'll be more comfortable for you. All right. So that was melting aura bruising of your 2 regular auras. I'm going to do, kind of like we did 2 healings ago, I'm going to do some quick Wei Qi aura repair as well. Then I'll do the wax, sticky gold wax, for all the auras, and finish up repair. So the Wei Qi auras are 15 extra auras that you have. They help you with strong boundaries energy. And so go ahead, imagine your 15 Wei Qi auras out in front of you, all in the same place. And they can have rips, they can have stuck energy, they can have invasive beings in them, all sorts of stuff. But let's just use so much gold light that it all gets resolved. So lots and lots of gold light. Gee, maybe I should take a drink of tea rather than just coughing away. So this is Wei Qi Aura Repair. So your intention is you're repairing to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do. So melting, repairing and unblocking Wei Qi auras to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. And you can say too, angels, help me to keep working on this in my sleep, so that, you know, you can do so much now and then keep doing more later with your angels. Okay, so that was Wei Qi Aura Repair. And we're going to do now sticky, well, in a minute, we're going to do sticky gold wax and finish up repair of, we're going to do sticky gold wax of your everything. But I have to blow my nose and I think put up my hair. So I'm sorry. I'm just the way it is. So I'll be right back. I'm going to blow my nose. I'm not going to do that on camera. Right. Sticky gold wax of your everything. So you're imagining the 15 Wei Qi auras, the 2 regular auras, your astral body is in there, your physical body's in there, both your regular groundings, astral body grounding and physical body grounding, and just sticky gold wax the whole thing. That's what I call your everything. Sticky gold wax your everything. Especially you want the sticky gold wax to stick to like hard energy objects stuck in the edges of any of these auras, but anywhere, just any junk that's not you, that you're ready to get rid of. Energy blocks, beings, hard objects, other people's energy, just sticky gold wax the whole thing. And then we're gonna keep your everything in the same place, but move out the wax and the junk. So move the wax and the junk out and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your butt, stay here. Maybe redo your grounding. Think red, orange, yellow grounding, which is better for you right now. Let's do sticky gold wax again through your everything. So all your 17 auras, your physical body, your astral body, both your groundings. And move out the wax and the junk. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Let's do a theme-specific sticky gold wax through your everything. So have it stick to any self-punishment energy, any guilt or shame energy blocks. Anything that's contributing to an overwhelming worldview, just have your gold wax stick to it. And then we're going to move the blocks and the junk, anything that's not you, out of your aura with the wax, okay? So move the wax and the junk out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay. Another sticky gold wax through your everything to help you clear repression and oppression energy. So sticky gold wax, have it stick especially to anything that's contributing to you being repressed or oppressed, or less stable, less content, less fulfilled. Just have the wax stick to all that junk and move it out of your space and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Let's unblock your grounding. Just make sure the back of it is flowing nicely. The back of your grounding may have drawn in and gotten narrow, so go ahead and just check that out. Let it stay wide so you can keep releasing energy. Alrighty, so now we'll just finish the repair of all those auras, just in case there's a teeny bit left of repair needed now that you got rid of all the hard objects with all that sticky old wax we did. So a little bit extra repair for the edges of all those 17 auras if needed, so that you get a nice energy seal, nice bouncy strength. And you can comb through everything, your everything, with gold light. All right, so that was a whole bunch of repair and also unblocking with sticky gold wax of both your regular auras and your Wei Qi auras. How about that? In 13 minutes, that took 13 minutes. Let's clear some stebs. Stubborn triggered energy blocks. Stebs. So, oh yeah, stebs, and then we'll do also, what's this ridiculous acronym for that? Unmatched global pain. First, we'll clear the stebs. All right, so stubborn triggered energy blocks are just energy blocks you have. They're triggered, so they move to the front of your aura or to the top of your 7th layer. And they're triggered, you know, just because it's something that happened, something you observed. They could be just subconsciously triggered, so you don't know why you're upset or irritable, but you know, it's just affecting you. So that's triggered, but stubborn triggered energy blocks tend to not clear by just having a good grounding and taking good care of your aura. They just stick there, and they usually stick there because other people are subconsciously cording them, which is sort of like a thumbtack on a piece of paper on a wall. You know, the thumbtack keeps the piece of paper on the wall rather than just having it fall down, right? So that's the thumbtack is the cord from other people. So you melt the cord, and then it's easier to melt the energy blocks. So just make big piles out in front of you of your stubborn triggered energy blocks that you should clear right now, that are really good for you to clear right now. And then just say, angels, can you double check all this, make sure it's good for me to clear? And then we're going to melt away the cords that are going into these stubborn triggered energy blocks. Right? So melt away any connections, any little lines of light going from the energy blocks to somewhere else. Just melt away all those cords, maybe gold fire, gold light. You can bring up red earth energy and soak all these energy blocks too. That might make you a little more separate from them, which is nice. And then you can just blow them up if you're just healing yourself, or you can melt them with gold light. Let's kind of do 2 rounds of that. So that was clearing stubborn triggered energy blocks. And then we'll do unmatched global pain. So unmatched global pain is also just clearing energy blocks, but there's specific energy blocks that are a similar vibration and location to most everyone else on the planet. So the problem with that is it kind of puts you on this pain. It's like a communal pain vibration, which then is extra oppressing or paralyzing, or, you know, messes with your focus even more than if it was just a bunch of energy blocks. So we're not going to clear everybody in the world's energy blocks because that's just not safe and just not possible either, but you'll just get totally screwed in the process as well. So you're just going to clear your energy blocks, but we're going to specifically clear ones that are just like what most people on the planet have, and that way then you'll free yourself from that sort of pain radio station of everybody on the planet. So then you can just still be a compassionate person towards others, but you won't be flattened by the pain of others, which is good. We can do it, in this triplet set, I've started to do it in a real simple way, as opposed to be like, okay, the unmatched global pain that's around this part of your body or this aura layer, let's just do stacking and clearing version of it, where you dump out in front of you all of the energy blocks that are good to clear right now, that are global pain energy blocks of yours. So they just happen to be in the same location and the same vibration as most people on the planet. So you just dump all of your global pain matching energy blocks out in front of you. And say, angels, is it okay for me to clear all these? And again, these are only yours, but they just happen to be like what everyone else has. And just melt your energy blocks. With gold light. You can say, angels, help me do this. Keep breathing, wiggle your toes, just stay here. Don't try too hard. You can remind yourself, I am safe. It's okay, I am safe. All right, if you have any left over, just say, angels, help me with those. So that was unmatched global pain. So we're going to double back and do another round. So we'll do clearing, we'll do another batch of steps, clearing stuck triggered energy blocks. So these are just, things of yours, blocks of yours that are triggered for some reason. It could be something you saw, something you heard. Something I said in this healing even, about oppression and all that. So just put out in front of you any of your stubborn triggered energy blocks. And you can bring up red earth energy, soak them all in red earth energy, and then melt away all the cords. Going into these stubborn triggered energy blocks. And then just, if they're yours only, if you're healing yourself, you can just blow them up. Otherwise, you can melt them with gold light. It's okay, boy, it's okay. And if you have any leftovers, say, angels, help me clear those. So that was clearing more stubborn triggered energy blocks. So let's do one more time, unmatched global pain. So this is just, they're energy blocks of yours. They could be from 2 weeks ago or whatever, from 20 years ago. But they just happen to be just like in vibration and location what everyone else on the planet has, mostly. So just dump all those. Your personal global pain energy blocks, put them out in front of you, and just bring up red earth energy, and just say, angels, is it okay for me to clear all these? And that's another nice safeguard to make sure you're just melting away yours, right? Just your energy blocks that are similar to everyone else's. And just melt them away or blow them up if you're just healing yourself. Use lots of gold light. And if you still have some left over, just say, angels, help me clear that. All right. So that was that was 2 rounds each of stubborn triggered energy blocks, unmatched global pain, blah blah blah. Over and over. So let's see. What do I want to do next? Let's just do some simple unblocking of first and second layers. There is a video, Get Present in Second and First Chakras, which does this in a nice, concise manner. Get present in second and first chakras. But you can learn to intuitively measure, and I would recommend this. You just kind of practice for a little bit, and then you'll get good at it. You can measure the width of each of your aura layers, and then you can kind of tell, relatively speaking, which ones are much more narrow and compressed, and those are the ones you need to work on unblocking. Because when your aura layer is wider, it has better flow. And then that's easier for your chakra that relates to that aura layer to do its job. Because the chakra, like say your heart chakra, it generates energy, right? And enthusiasm, motivation, self-esteem, all sorts of good feeling energy. And that energy comes out the back of your fourth chakra and goes in your fourth layer of your aura and wraps all the way around to the front of your fourth layer of your aura. And then it comes back in your fourth chakra in the front, floats out the back, goes all the way around again, right? So your chakra keeps things circulating, but if the aura layer is so compressed and blocked, it's very hard for the chakra to do its job. And so bottom line then, you're not feeling a lot of enthusiasm and motivation and positivity anymore. So we want... It's okay, buddy. Abel. Oh, my poor dog. Lots of drama going on. So anyway, long story short, let's unblock. The ones that are most likely to get compressed like that are the inner layers. Especially after we've done so much aura work already. It's probably just the inner layers you're having an issue with. So just unblock specifically the first and second layers right above your head and right below your feet. And especially for people that have like pain around their hips or pain in their neck or their shoulder, this would be really good to do. Because first we're going to unblock right above and right below, you know, for the first and second layers, and that usually expands them quite a bit. But then we'll do location specific, and we'll unblock first and second layers, say around the shoulders, around the hips, around the lower back, all those classic chronic pain places, because you may have blockages there still, even though we opened up the whole layer to good flow. So first, just first and second layers, unblock with lots of gold light, right above the head and right below the feet. And usually the second layer is going to open up first before the first layer. So just a little bit extra time on that first layer. It can look like a hard black surface, the blocks in the first layer, well, in any layer. There you go. So we're combing through specifically aura layers 1 and 2. And you can have stuff here that you're definitely avoiding. You know, like some people that are maybe over invested to a point that disturbs themselves. Like, who decides if someone's over invested in politics? Well, you decide if you're over invested in politics, right? But what I would say is, you know, your stability is precious and priceless, right? So if you're aware of politics to a point that is harming your inner stability, you know, you might consider that a problem, maybe, right? And so sometimes you're subconsciously avoiding dealing with inner issues by that external focus. It's not that you're trying to mess yourself up and, you know, chase your tail around and around. It just sort of happens, you know, when you avoid something internal, your focus becomes very external and not in a fun way. So this happens to everybody. It's not just certain people. It's very common. So what we're going to do as we are opening up in a good way, some people think of opening as like, oh, I'm in danger now. My aura layer's open. It's not open to other people. It's just more expanded and flowing, right? So we're working that first and second layers. We're expanding them, letting them flow better. And let's specifically melt away energy blocks that you're subconsciously avoiding. Because again, we want you to be like your wise big brother or your wise big sister part of you, right? And just clear the stuff that you're freaking out about subconsciously or that you're avoiding that's making you overly externally focused. Okay, so just imagine let's see, maybe just as two big piles out in front of you. Just to the extent that's healthy and gentle, we'll do it a couple times. So you don't have to overwhelm yourself and do too much at once, right? We'll do it 3 times. Not that 3 is magical. I'm just saying we're going to do it 3 times. So just make a pile out in front of you, all the second chakra, second layer junk you've been avoiding. That's good to clear right now. Make a pile of that. And then all the first layer, first chakra junk you've been avoiding, and make a pile of that. And just as a reminder, second chakra, second layer is emotion, sexuality, sensuality. First chakra is finances, abundance, courage, safety. So you don't have to know. It's not like a conscious decision. Oh, I'm going to put this here and this here. Just dump it out in front of you. Just bam. Don't think about it. So this is what you've been avoiding in your second chakra, second layer, and this is what you've been avoiding in your first chakra, first layer. And just say, angels, can you help me clear all this? Or is this okay to clear all this? And then just bring up red earth energy, soak both piles, lots of gold light. And if you're healing yourself, you can just blow up the piles if you want, or you can just melt them away. Lots of gold light. And if you have any left over, just say, angels, help me clear that. Okay, and we're going to do that again. So put out in front of you any piles of baggage or any energy that you've been avoiding subconsciously in your second layer and second chakra. Just pile that out in front of you, and you can pile it out far away in front of you. It doesn't have to be right close, right? So second chakra stuff you've been avoiding, second layer stuff you've been avoiding, and then first chakra, first layer stuff you've been avoiding. And just make those piles, bring up red earth energy, soak the piles in red earth energy and gold light. And you can say, angels, help me clear this. And just melt them away. Gold light, gold fire, gold water, whatever it takes. You don't have to, like, you know, really feel what you're clearing. You know, you can even look away as you clear it. That makes you feel better. Don't you know? But clear it. I'm kidding about the look away mostly. I don't think that would be a good idea. You can push it way out in front of you and melt it. Okay, so then we'll do it one more time. Okay, so stuff that you've been avoiding in your second and first layers and second and first chakras. So just pile it out in front of you. Second chakra junk you've been avoiding, second layer junk, first chakra, first layer junk you've been avoiding. Okay, and you don't have to know what it is. bring up red earth energy, soak both piles, gold light, melt both piles. Just say, angels, help me do this. If you have any leftovers, say, angels, help me clear that. All right, so that was, first we did unblocking of first and second layers, and then we did clearing what you've been avoiding, blocks you've been avoiding. For first and second layer and first and second chakra. And we did that 3 times. So good job. You can pat yourself on the on the back if you want, or give yourself a hug. And I am going to ask people, oh, you know, I haven't asked anyone yet. If you want, give this live stream a thumbs up if you think it's worthwhile, or if you think other people might think it's worthwhile, please give it a thumbs up. Even later as a video, that helps. And also, let me know if you can see and hear me, just because of like that Q&A 2 days ago. That was so disturbing. So, because people haven't been chatting or saying hi lately, so just somebody, a couple people, everybody, just say, can still see and hear you, something like that. Just so I know this is not just me and my dogs again. So I'll just check out people's energy and think about what we're doing next while I wait for that confirmation that people can still see and hear me. Wow. I looked at, oh, I did get confirmation. Yay, I'm getting confirmation. Oh, yay, that's good. That feels better. Very good. That person's mom who said she felt stir crazy and her path was really blocked. I think because we cleared the energy blocks that she was avoiding, that unblocked her path. So that's interesting. So the energy blocks that she was avoiding was what was roadblocking her path, making her feel stir crazy. Which is interesting, because I have found that when people feel bored, they're avoiding something. Like boredom isn't boredom. Yeah, that's like loneliness isn't loneliness. Loneliness is when your heart chakra is blocked. So you do feel lonely, but it's not exactly because you don't have friends or something. It's because your heart chakra isn't making that feel good energy that makes you feel uplifted and cozy and comfy and loved. So that makes sense. That if you feel bored or stir crazy, you're avoiding something. So you could just clear the energy blocks that you're avoiding and clear that feeling, which is nice. All right, thanks so much for your confirmations that you can see and hear me. I so much appreciate that. All right, so much good stuff I want us to do. Let's finally do deep thought healing. I'm saying finally just because I thought we were going to do it in the first healing, and then I thought we were going to do it. Well, I wanted to do it in the second healing, but I knew there wouldn't have been time. So now at long last. So I actually have the little graphic that I used years ago. I sort of lost track of it, but I still had it. So this is what I wrote out for the deep thought technique. I used to show in like old videos. So this is like basically a representation of what you're imagining with the deep thought technique. There you go. So So your eighth chakra, you just imagine like rectangles or some shape that you want that can touch, that represent your eighth chakra, your conscious mind, and your subconscious mind. And so you imagine those parts of you represented by these sections out in front of you. And so it's like a copy of, you know, your eighth chakra, your subconscious mind, and your conscious mind. You imagine them all touching, and because you have blending surfaces, and you want a healthy level of flow between all these sections. Like the eighth chakra gives you that eternal wisdom, that big picture awareness that's comforting and soothing. And then the subconscious mind, like, you know, a lot in your subconscious mind that could help you now, but you're not, but you know, you may be repressing it with too much of a blockage right here in between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Like these blending surfaces, they do, there's like a healthy amount of flow, and they allow that if you just keep healing them. But if they get too blocked, then they're just blocking flow, and then you're not getting enough wisdom from here and here to like inform your conscious mind. So that's what deep thought technique is. Basically, you're healing, you're unblocking the blending surfaces and your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Your eighth chakra is already fine. You don't need to heal it. It's just a bunch of gold light and eternal wisdom, and it's good. But so we're going to be healing the blending surfaces and the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. All right, yay! So this is, so that was explaining deep thought technique, and yeah, and so this now is the doing part. So the explaining part was only 3 minutes. How about that? Explaining deep thought. So now we're gonna do, so just imagine those 3 sections out in front of you: eighth chakra, conscious mind, subconscious mind. And let's do a blue soak for starters. So a blue soak is you're just soaking your conscious mind and your subconscious mind in blue earth energy. So you just bring it up straight into this copy you're imagining out in front of you. So you're not soaking your whole body or anything in the blue, because that's not really great for your lower chakras. So just bring up blue earth energy into this like copy that you have out in front of you of your conscious mind and your subconscious mind sections. And just soak them in the blue earth energy. And then use gold light. So you've brought blue earth energy all the way up to like here. Okay. And then you're just kind of soaking it with the blue earth energy and gold light. And this is called a blue soak. And there is a video that does blue soak that's pretty short. If you want, you search Janet Wright blue soak, you'll find it. And if you have too much of like an unpleasant external awareness of neighbors or work colleagues or global politics or whatever, maybe you need a blue soak or like a bunch of them every day. So just bring up blue earth energy and soak, and lots of gold light, and just relax. Deep breath. And you can really keep that up, really always. So I don't think we're going to undo the blue soak. We'll just leave it that way, because earth energy is nice. Okay, so let's do a bunch of different things. I said we were going to work on resolving flashbacks, right? We're still doing deep thought, okay? But I want to use deep thought technique to resolve flashbacks. So as you're imagining your eighth chakra, conscious mind, subconscious mind, just notice like little defects, either in your conscious mind or your subconscious mind, or that blending surface that contributes to you having flashbacks. And just wash those away. So it's like maybe like little flashback scratches in your subconscious mind or your conscious mind. You know, little wounds caused by old stresses. And so just melt away any wounds in your mind, your conscious or your subconscious mind, or that blending surface, those blending surfaces. Just melt away anything that's contributing to conscious or subconscious flashbacks. And if you're overwhelmed about anything in your life, you may be having subconscious flashbacks. And so part of you is re-experiencing some past life trauma or early childhood trauma or whatever. So just to think about, you don't have to think about what it is, just imagine little scratches or defects in this section or the blending surfaces, and just melt them away. So any defects that contribute to flashbacks, just let them repair and heal. All right. So for me, that felt nice. But if you're a newbie and you just did that and you just feel exactly the same, like you just did nothing, it still works. It's just that you're not like in tune enough yet to feel it consciously as you're doing it. So don't feel discouraged if you don't feel like, oh, I feel lighter, you know. It's okay. Everybody's different, and the more present you get, typically, the more you're going to feel stuff right away. But the real point is to heal this stuff, whether or not you feel it in the moment, right? So what we just did is we healed your deep thought areas to help you resolve flashbacks, like re-experiencing old traumas, either consciously or subconsciously. Like, for example, some people that maybe are overly argumentative with others, they could be experiencing flashbacks. And so they have like little trigger situations where, you know, someone, it may be actually pretty harmless. Someone points something out to them or mentions something or asks them a question, but they go into a flashback of some traumatic experience of their past, and their reaction is to become very angry and fight with the person in present time who just made the suggestion or the comment. So they're having a subconscious flashback where they think some great offense was just done to them, and that's why they're acting that way. So anyway, so it's good. Resolve. So that was just resolving. We're going to do more deep thought now still. But what we just finished, it was using deep thought to resolve flashbacks. So now we're going to do some of what helped me, which is the melting away self-punishment energy, guilt, shame, self-punishment energy. So we're going to, again, imagine these deep thought areas, right? And copies out in front of you. And we're going to heal the blending surfaces in between them and the conscious mind, the subconscious mind section, to melt away anything, any energy blocks, wounds, anything related to self-punishment, guilt, shame. So just, you know, you can imagine them like rocks in these areas, or scratches, or bricks, or whatever you want, and just melt them away. So gold light through the blending surfaces and your conscious and subconscious mind. You're melting away, repairing, and healing whatever contributes to self-punishment, guilt, or shame. And you can use gold fire, gold water, gold soap, whatever you like. Gold sandstorm. We're melting away anything that contributes to self-punishment, guilt, or shame. Mm. Okay, and we're gonna do another. We're gonna use deep thought a different way. So that was just clearing self-punishment, guilt, and shame using deep thought technique. So now we will. Oh yeah, we'll clear family burdens using deep thought technique. So some clients are actually very aware of this in their life, that they're experiencing a level of trauma that their parents did as well. Some people are not as conscious of it, but it's actually still happening, that they're experiencing a bit of a copy of what their parents went through. And that can be because they took on burdens, significant amount of energy blocks from one or both of their parents, which is pretty much what most people do. They take on significant amount of copies of energy blocks, either at conception, while the baby's in the womb, or during childhood. So this is a good way. I mean, there are a lot of ways to clear that stuff. You just clear it gradually over time, keep doing it. But we're going to do it using deep thought technique. We're going to clear family burdens from your parents, your siblings, your grandparents, whatever. From any of this, from the blending surface between your 8th chakra, your eternal self, and your conscious mind, the blending surface between your conscious and subconscious mind, or just in the conscious mind section or the subconscious mind section. So this whole area. Just going to melt away family burdens using gold light. Okay? So just imagine those deep thought sections and just melt away family burdens. You can imagine them as, rocks or bricks or whatever. Sorry, didn't turn off my cell phone ringer. So we're melting away family burdens. From your conscious and subconscious mind, and from those blending surfaces. To the extent that's healthy and gentle to do today, but whatever, as much as you can, that's healthy and gentle. Just go ahead. So, burdens from your mother, you melt those away. Burdens from your dad. Even if you have like a biological dad that was never around, you still may have gotten a ton from him on this level. So just melt it away. If you had other caretakers, like a stepmom, or maybe your grandma raised you, something like that, go ahead, especially melt away burdens from them as well. It doesn't mean the person's a bad person. I mean, you may have been raised by a person who's not a good person. But anyone can dump subconsciously, accidentally. So just keep melting away burdens from these people, because it doesn't help them. It doesn't help you for you to carry a copy of their junk. It just gets in the way. So you're melting away burdens that you got from family members. This can be older siblings too. Sometimes younger siblings also are pretty dumpy. So any of your siblings, just melt away burdens from them. All right, so that was melting away family burdens using deep thought technique. I'm looking at a sample person just to see what else we're gonna do. Hold on, if you just give me a sec. Okay, so we already did melt away when we melted away self-punishment, guilt, and shame, we did that with deep thought just a couple minutes earlier. But sometimes you can get stuck in a particular way that's related to that, where you get stuck on that it's your fault. And some people that are abusers, actually, that's a specific thing that they really harp on. You know, this is your fault that I'm doing this. You know, you're the one making me angry and I'm now abusing you, but it's totally your fault, not mine. Yeah, that's sort of the act. And so for whatever reason or another, in this life or past lives, you know, it's possible, and very, very possible, that you get stuck in little parts of your mind or your subconscious mind that something is your fault when it was not at all. And even if it was your fault, there's no point in getting stuck about it. But most of these situations I'm talking about, there's nothing at all that was your fault. It's just that somebody was motivated to get you stuck that way, because it's very disempowering if you feel like something's your fault and you're stuck about it, right? So we're going to do deep thought healing to clear all this area, the blending surfaces and the conscious mind and subconscious mind, of any wounds or blocks, anything at all that causes you to be stuck in this sense of that something is your fault, even a subconscious sense, because it doesn't make you a better person or anything. It's just very disempowering and sort of smushing. So we don't want that. No more being smushed. Enough is enough, okay? So melt away anything, use gold light, melt away anything that makes you feel on any level, even a teeny weeny bit, that it's your fault. You know, anything that makes you stuck in this sense of it's your fault. And again, that doesn't mute your levels of compassion and self-awareness. If anything, you'll be more present and more self-aware after that. So just go ahead and melt away that it's your fault stuff. Lots of gold light. And again, this stuff maybe looks like rocks or bricks or slashes. And just let it all heal with the gold light. And you can even say, as you're doing it, it's not my fault. It wasn't my fault. And you can say too, I forgive myself. I forgive myself. All right. All right. So I think that's enough deep thought technique for now. That was 20 minutes, what we just did, including the 3 minutes of reminding you what deep thought technique was. So that's nice. Little deep thought fiesta. So just redo your grounding, make it nice and big and wide as your whole aura, red or orange or yellow. And as high as your third chakra, bring your grounding up that high and make it wide all the way down to the core of the earth. Imagine a copy of it out in front of you, of your grounding, and just comb through it with gold light from your hands and your fingertips. And just let the gold light wash away any blocked energy in your grounding. Because things can block up, you're releasing a lot, you're doing great, you're releasing so much, but then something blocks and then it sort of traffic jams. So we don't want that. We want to just find those traffic jams and melt them away. So melt away any blocks in your grounding. Go ahead. It's okay to let go. And just comb through your aura. Comb through all your major chakras along your spine. redo your gold buffer zones. There's a little 18-minute reference video. If you search Janet Wright gold buffer zones, you'll find that. It teaches aura repair and gold buffers, that video. But anyway, so that was just a quick little regrounding to help balance you out after the deep thought work that we just did. So go ahead, congratulate yourself for all that. That was a lot. Great job. And if you were half listening or barely listening and doing something else, just say, angels, help me work on that in my sleep if I need it. All right. So that was a little regrounding. All right. So, the 7th to 8th chakra connection, that's one of the two things I still want us to do. We did it in the last two healings, but we'll do it again. So your 7th chakra is in the top of your head, confidence, identity, empowerment, goals, and then your here's the top of your aura, and then your 8th chakra is part of you, but it doesn't come into your physical body. So it looks like a big gold sun shining down your eternal wisdom and healing energy on you. And it could be very close to the top of your aura, like say a foot away if you're more engaged right now in what you're doing, or it could be further away. So like, for example, if I'm watching some Netflix show, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, but my 8th chakra is not overly interested in it probably. So it's higher up. But if I'm meditating and clearing some past life stuff, then my 8th chakra is kind of geeked out about that, and so it'll come closer. So you don't have to think about it. You don't have to bring it in on purpose. It just does its thing. You don't worry about it. So anyway, there is a gold cord between the 7th and 8th chakra, and that is a nice thing to visualize and repair and unblock. So it's a gold cord. It goes from your astral 7th chakra, technically, the round opening at the top of your astral 7th chakra, it connects to the back of the top round opening, the gold cord, and it goes all the way up to the 8th chakra. So you can imagine an expanded version of that. So it looks like the gold cord looks like a big gold river. And you look for any sort of scoop out parts in the cord. If you've never repaired it before, it may look very thin, like a thread. You know, the expression hanging by a thread. So we don't want that. We want it to be a nice nourished connection that allows a lot of flow. And so just keep healing it with gold light so that it can repair itself and be as flowing as you need it. And you want to heal it to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now, which is another reason why we're doing it again and again, so that you keep getting more repair, but at a pacing that allows you to stay healthy and highly functional in your life. So that was repairing your 7th to 8th connection. And then now we will unblock that 7th to 8th chakra connection, which feels nice. So you just keep imagining your 7th to 8th connection, that gold cord, but you imagine it like in an expanded version, so it looks like a gold river. You see the flow. And what you can do is kind of make the gold light, don't over-focus on the gold light of the flow, only, allow yourself to just see the energy blocks in this gold river. So those are gonna probably be a black color because blocked energy doesn't move much, and black is a very slow moving vibration. So the energy blocks probably will be black. So it looks like a bunch of black mud or something just stuck on the inside of the cord and this connection. So just imagine, to the extent that's healthy and gentle, whatever blocks in the 7th to 8th chord are healthy and gentle to unblock. And just imagine a bunch of them and just take your time and use gold light and melt those blocks. And maybe change your grounding, change your color of grounding, or just redo it. Because it's like you want balance. So we're working this connection to your 8th chakra up here, so we want to have really good grounding, right? So you kind of alternate just so that you're staying balanced as you do this work. So then, again, find some more blocks on the inside of this river, and just use gold light and melt them away. And if you're not able to melt the blocks, just say, angels, help me do this. You can use gold sandstorm, gold fire, gold soap, whatever you want. You can even just find some blocks and then wrap them in gold light and take them out as if you're taking out like a stack of checkers or something that's wrapped in a gold scarf. And I just say, angels, here you go. Give it to your angels. And some of the blocks can be so significant that they challenge your stability, you know, make you overly disturbed by world events. Because you know, they're always disturbing world events that you could freak yourself out on and wreck your day with. Does that fix those world events? Not at all. You know, so it might not be a part of your purpose to be freaked out about these world events. It might be a part of your purpose to, you know, find what you love and do that. And that does help to change the vibration on the planet. So it is making an impact in a positive way to just do what you love, you know, find your stability, find your love. So like I said, some of these blocks can be so significant and so thick from some past life situation that happened, that's over now, that it's causing you an unpleasant external focus, unpleasant level of external focus. So just find one of those blocks that's just extra thick, but that's really good to clear now. And you could melt it if you want, or you could wrap it up in gold light and just hand it to your angels. I think I'm gonna just melt it. Gold fire, gold water, gold sandstorm. You may have people cording into it. Just melt those cords. And again, this is a significant like chunk of blocks inside your 7th to 8th connection caused by, you know, past trauma. And it can be causing you a destabilizing level of external focus. So just melt it away so that you can just, you know, have a stabilizing balance of awarenesses of yourself and what you love and what brings you peace and fulfillment. All right, let's do one more of those. So again, we're melting significant blocks in your 7th to 8th connection that could be causing some kind of an imbalance with you, so that you're just not content and stable and getting stronger every day. You know, you're kind of frazzled or afraid or something, or just overly focused on external events with people you know or the whole world or whatever, right? So find one of those significant energy blocks in your 7th to 8th connection and go ahead and melt it away. Lots of gold light. Because whatever situation caused it, it's from a past life most likely, and it's all over. So there's no point in keeping the scars. Scars are different than wisdom. You want to keep the wisdom of these things, but get rid of the scars and the hard blocked energy. And if it didn't all clear, just say, angels, help me clear that. All right, so that was 7th to 8th chakra connection, repair, and then unblocking. And then we look for really significant blocks in that connection that were causing, you know, for example, a disturbing level of external focus. Disturbing to you. Alrighty, so now let's do spas. Clear. I hope you're okay with that. I have a big inner child, so I get amused by the simplest little things. So SPA stands for Self-Punishment Angel Agreements, and it just means you got stuck, probably in a past life, whole bunch of past lives, when you did something that later you realized was really, really, really unethical, according to you. Like all of a sudden later, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. And you get stuck in shame and you wallow in it, and then you decide that you should be punished. And so your angels take pity on you, and they're like, all right, we'll do it for you as long as you feel you need to be punished, but then we'll always encourage you to stop punishing yourself, so that when you're finally ready to stop, you can, because it's just an angel weighing you down. So those are self-punishment angels. So those are the self-punishment angel agreements. And so we can clear them, because they're not, if you don't help others by tormenting yourself. If you want to make up for bad karma, you do good karma. You help others. You be kind to others. Be kind to yourself, which is an inspiring example for others. So there's a lot of ways to generate good karma for yourself, which makes up for the bad karma. You don't need to punish yourself. So, so we're going to clear self-punishment angel agreements. So that was just the explaining part. So now let's do the doing part. So just imagine these agreements that you're ready to clear right now, the self-punishment angel agreements that you're ready to clear right now. Just, you can imagine them like rocks or sticks or rolled up pieces of paper or flat pieces of paper, or whatever representation you want to represent all of the self-punishment angel agreements or SPAs that you're ready to clear right now. And you can imagine the self-punishment angels, lined up with each agreement. Maybe one agreement just has one self-punishment angel, one agreement has like 4. It doesn't matter, but the angels are, they might kind of be a little heavy in energy, but they're still angels, and they're nice, and they want you to clear this stuff. So just go ahead, you could soak all the agreements in red earth energy, and then use lots of gold light. And just remind yourself, hey, I can clear this. I don't have to weigh myself down. That doesn't help anybody. I'm going to clear this stuff. I don't have to pain. I don't have to suffer. I don't have to punish myself. Just melt your self-punishment angel agreements. You can think, I'm done. I'm done punishing myself. And you can say, angels, help me do this. If you have any doubts or any difficulties, just say, angels, help me do this. And just melt away all these self-punishment angel agreements that you're ready to clear right now. All right, if you have a few left over that didn't clear, say, angels, help me with these. So let's do some flower healing. to kind of go along with that a little bit. Just like forgiveness flowers so that you forgive yourself. So forgiveness energy flowers for yourself, and just make a whole bunch of them and just say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. And if you have any doubts, maybe your angels, just ask your angels, can you help me make forgiveness flowers? So let's do that again. More forgiveness flowers for yourself. Just make a whole bunch of forgiveness flowers, because just remind yourself, punishing yourself is not helping anybody. If anything, you're bringing other people down. So that's not the point, right? So lots of self-forgiveness flowers. Say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. We can make, so those were forgiveness flowers for yourself. So forgiveness for others is an interesting concept. Some people, they are very opposed to that. They're like, well, I don't want to forgive somebody because what they did was not right and they should be punished or brought to justice or whatever. But it's not that we're not saying that, there shouldn't be justice in like a court system or whatever. But what you're doing is you are stepping out of sort of a heavy pattern when you forgive someone. You're stepping out of the heaviness. And the universe and karma still will hold people responsible for their negative deeds. If they did something self-destructive to you or to others in society or whatever, karma and the universe keeps tabs on all that. So you don't need to keep yourself in a heavy repeating pattern over it. You can forgive, and then your spirit is lighter and restored. And then if you did want to, take someone to court or be politically active or whatever after that, you'll just be stronger and more whole as you do that. And so you'll be better able to manifest, whatever you're working on. So forgiveness doesn't, it's not like brainwashing you as if something never happened. It's restoring you to no longer be stuck in the resentment or the betrayal feelings or the revenge feelings. And, you can imagine that there are probably a lot of past lives where you never did clear, the feeling of revenge that you wanted against somebody, or the feeling of, that you didn't forgive somebody for something. There are probably a lot of lives where you never did forgive, the guy in the next village because he cheated you on a deal, or something, and that really adds up, and keeps you in some heavy patterns that could be, having very real impact on your daily life. So let's forgive others. And that way you are freeing yourself. You are allowing yourself to become whole again. And the universe keeps track of karma of everybody and makes sure that people learn and pay back in appropriate ways. So you don't have to chain yourself to that. Okay, so hope that makes sense. So that was explaining why we're going to do forgiveness of others for others flowers. And again, that's for you. These energy healing flowers will help you to forgive others. In other words, make yourself whole and transcend that heaviness of revenge and bitterness. Okay? So that is explaining why we're doing the forgiveness flowers. And now we're doing the forgiveness for others flowers. All right? So make a whole lot of flowers to help you forgive others. Okay? And this can be on subconscious levels that you're like, Dana, I have no problem with forgiving others. But probably in a bunch of past lives you did. And so those parts of you need the flowers, okay? So forgiveness for others flowers, for energy healing, energy that helps you forgive others as much as you need to become light and whole, right? So forgiveness for others flowers that you need, and say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give those to yourself. Okay, one more time. Forgiveness for others flowers. So they're for you, but they help you to forgive others, to transcend the darkness of revenge and bitterness and feeling betrayed and cheated. So forgiveness for others flowers that you need. Just make as many as you need. And say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. They're for you, to help you feel whole and lighter and more clear. Yay. So that was forgiveness for others flowers. Yay. All right, I like that one quite a bit. Actually. Let's see. We are close to done, if not done. Let's see. Yeah. Let's just clear some steps and then we're done. So, stubborn triggered energy blocks. We've done it already a couple times in this healing, but let's do it again as we wrap up. So stubborn triggered energy blocks is just energy blocks that you have that are triggered. So they're kind of bugging you on some level, maybe just subconsciously. And so dump them out in front of you. And they're stubborn because people are courting them, but that's okay. You can still dump copies of them out in front of you. And so you make a big pile and then say, angels, is it okay to clear all these? And then lots of gold light to melt all the cords going into the stubborn triggered energy blocks. Because chances are a lot of people subconsciously are cording these energy blocks. That's why they're so stubborn and they haven't cleared yet. Red earth energy, soak them all in red earth energy from the core of the earth. Lots of gold light, and just melt all these stubborn triggered energy blocks. Just melt them all. Because you deserve to have inner peace. And again, inner peace means you are at peace. It doesn't mean the whole world's at peace. It means you are at peace, which does help others as well. So again, we're melting away stubborn triggered energy blocks. And if you have some that haven't yet melted, go ahead and melt the cords going into them, because that's probably what's left. Why they haven't melted yet. There's still some cords. And then melt those away. Melt the stubborn triggered energy blocks. If you have any that are still there, say, angels, help me clear these. And double check your grounding, especially in the back. And redo your gold buffer zones again. All right, so you can say, angels, can you give me a blessing? And can you help me to transcend repression and oppression? Help me to transcend self-punishment. All right, great job. The healing is done. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yay. So now I will go through live comments, but this is not like just Q&A festival, anything you want to ask me. You can do that under any video at any time, and if you post it under a video, it just helps me budget my time as opposed to giving me a bunch of emails. But now, if you would like, you can comment about the healing, what this healing was like for you. Let me know context, whether you healed yourself and I healed you, or just you healed yourself. I mean, if your YouTube ID is your name, then I know. But if your YouTube ID is not your name, then I wouldn't know who you are. So if you have a special part of the healing that you want to comment on, that's fine. If there's a comment that you have about something I said in this live stream, that's okay too. Just don't turn it into like a 20-part question. So I'm going to set the timer for a half hour, and I'll log off no matter what within a half hour. Okay. Let me catch up on comments. Let's see. Someone says, this is really awesome. Love clearing. Oh, good. Thanks for the feedback. Someone says, more see and hear you. Thanks for confirming that. Someone says, I feel like I'm releasing a ton. Yay. Yes, you are. Someone says, yes to blue soaks every day. Yeah, that does seem like a good idea. I should do that. Someone says, I just saw all my self-punishment angels clap and cheer as I melted the agreements. How fun. Yeah, that's the thing. Self-punishment angels are adorable. They're so nice. And it's so like weird, you know, because they're like basically weighing you down and punishing you, but it's because you were so stuck that you insisted on it, you know, so they're very encouraging when you clear it. Finally, they're like, yay, we knew you could do it. That's neat that you saw it. Someone says, I guess clearing 7th to 8th connection can help to have the internal focus of control in case of PTSD, which is great. Yeah. Unblocking your 7th to 8th connection, it helps you mellow out so that you're more healthy and balanced and comforted and you don't feel like scattered and freaked out. It's a nice energy. Someone says, I would like to forgive others 100%. Well, good for you. You can keep working on that. I think for everybody, it would save so much energy. It's all subconscious. You know, you don't probably remember that you went to your, you know, final resting place after some past life, you know, hating your neighbor to death, you know, or, you know, hating your sibling or hating, you know, this person, that person. But you know it's true. You know there are plenty of past lives where you like had a list of people that you hated. and then you just pass away without forgiving any of them. And so that is still weighing you down. You know, it's not like heaven doesn't fix those things. It gives you a vacation from those things. And you can take classes and learn while you're in heaven to get stronger, but then you fix them in a lifetime, you know, by melting them. So yeah, I would encourage everybody, keep working on forgiveness to others' flowers, because it can strengthen you so much. It can free up so much energy and so much of it, like a gentle, innocent joy and you know, joie de vivre. So yeah, it's a really good example of something that you have control over, that you can do, that will change how you feel about the world and your life and others, and help make you stronger. So good. I'm glad that resonated with you. Someone says, forgiveness for self flowers would also be useful. Yeah, we did do that, actually. I think. Yeah, we did that before the forgiveness for others flowers. We did forgiveness for self. We did self-forgiveness flowers. So you'll see it in when you redo it as a video, but yeah, that was actually what we did first. So it's towards the end of the healing, like in the last 20 minutes of the healing, after we cleared spas, self-punishment angel agreements. Then we did flower healing, and the very first thing we did was forgiveness flowers for yourself. Maybe you know that and you're just are saying you're gonna, no, I don't know if you know that we did it, but we did. So you can keep doing that. Someone says, excellent guidance. I healed myself. Oh, good. I'm glad it helped. And you're very welcome to do these live streams. So this says, I feel great, but do have a headache. Yes, we didn't do GVCV work. Yeah, you have little spears in your GV meridian, like not at the top, but like right here. There's a whole bunch of spears, even in the back of your neck, like whole bunch of spears. So you gotta single wax that to pull them out. sea wax a bunch of times to pull them all out and then repair it. Demi, you said, I did try to heal my GV before the healing. Yeah, but you missed the spears. That's the problem with the spears in there. If you're not actually removing the spears, it would take so much gold light to melt the spears in place, so that you probably, if you don't even realize they're there, you're not realizing, like, you know, it's just quicker to just pull them out with the sticky gold wax. I wish it was as easy to take out like a physical splinter, because sometimes that's kind of hard, you know, to get it. But with sticky gold wax, you know, energy splinters come out really easily. Anyway, you said, I love the deep thought part. Yeah, good. I'm glad it finally made it into the healing. I'm getting the sense I should do more of that. Thanks. Yes, your angels are agree. So it says, I healed myself. Yes, during the deep thought, I noticed some anger towards family, causing compressed blocks. Same with flower healing. Oh, something you can keep working. Yeah, good. So it says, this was an incredible healing. I feel clear, happy, centered, and joyful. You healed me and I healed myself. Thank you, Janet. Oh, good. I'm glad you feel good and that it worked out. That's nice. Thanks for the feedback. Someone says, I was all excited for today's healing, but once it began, I felt distracted and irritable. Da, da, da. Am I correct in guessing that my grounding got narrow? Well, yeah, your grounding got narrow, yeah. Did you, you know, you can heal that part of you that is most freaked out by what we're doing. You know, remember, because you did that once and that fixed it. Because sometimes you get, you know, the more important the theme is for you, the more you freak out. So just isolate the parts of you that are freaking out the most and give those little parts of you a healing. And yeah. Yeah. Someone says, and that's exactly where my headache is. Yeah. Thanks, Janet. Got to do more sticky gold wax. Yeah. Yeah, you just, I mean, you know, I guess some people don't have people that throw little spears, but I have plenty of people that throw spears at me, so I'm always checking for little spears. Like some people, that's just, they're so in love with throwing the little frickin' spears. So if you have some people like that in your life, it's like, yep, got some spears. Surprise, surprise. It's super bad karma for those people to be doing that, but you know, whatever, they don't know, or they're too stuck to know. All right. Someone says, sorry, was half listening and painting. I didn't realize. Oh, of course. Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, because I was like, well, we did do that. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. So good news. We did it. So, that's good. All right. Well, cool. So I did say I would be doing this for a half hour more. So I guess if someone has any more comments about what I said or the healing, then I would read it. So just to preview what's coming up later this month, December 19th and 21st. Sunday, December 19th, Tuesday, December 21st. That's the twin set of 2 healings. And the theme is get closure with 2021, get pumped for 2022. So that'll be a nice, you know, clean out and looking forward kind of, but staying present kind of thing. So that should be nice. And like I said at the start in my little news moment, I will not do a Q&A that Sunday, that's December 19th. I'll do a Q&A at some point, probably between December 21st and the end of the year, sometime in there. And so whenever I decide what I'll do, I'll probably do a news email about it. So if you're on my news email list, you'll probably get a news email about it. If you're not on my news email list, but you want to be, you don't have to pay me money to get news emails from me or anything. You can just email me and ask, hey, can you put me on your news email list? If I don't know you, because we haven't worked together before, just introduce yourself a little, just because, you know, I like getting to know people just a little bit. You don't have to, you know, it's just, you know, it's nice to know and say hi. um, but anyway, so yeah, so there will be a Q&A sometime before the end of the year. um, okay, and then the whole schedule for 2021 is on my website already. 2022, all the themes and dates for group healings for the rest of the year. Someone says, how did my dad do? Oh, and by the way, it was your mom who, I think, but you probably knew that, had that pent up stir crazy feeling. And then when we cleared the second and first chakra blocks that we've been avoiding, her path like freed up. So I don't know if she's still going to be complaining about feeling stir crazy, but it seems like she would be a lot less stir crazy feeling after this healing. Your dad, he did have a lot of those 7th to 8th blocks in there. He seems happy and quiet. He's just like sort of smiling and quiet. So he seems nice. He seems like that, particularly the unblocking the 7th to 8th thing was especially needed. So yeah. Someone says, I felt a bit irritated. You healed me today. Felt as in before but not now. How did we do with the healing? Thank you, Janet. Yeah, so I'm curious, do you feel irritated now? Because that's kind of a thing. I would like to know that, because then I could tell you why. But yeah, I looked at your you and your daughter and your mom often, because you guys are newbies to receiving healings, and so I was making sure everything was good the whole time, particularly your mom. I kept looking at her during the deep thought technique part. She was part of the inspiration for some of that stuff. About clearing the it's your fault stuff and clearing the family burden stuff. She needed that quite a bit, and I made sure it worked for her and it helped her. So your daughter, I mean, kids, they just heal faster. So I didn't have to focus on her much. I focused on your mom, because the older we get, the more stuck in our patterns we are. So if it worked for her, then it worked for you and your daughter. So I kind of focused on her the most. Focused on is not the right word, but checked in with her the most. Yeah, your daughter surfed the whole thing just fine. I think with you, if you could keep working on that deep thought work, I think that 20-minute section we did on deep thought. I mean, your angels like the whole thing for you, but the deep thought one they like the most. That 20-minute section. If you feel irritated now, you know, I would say try to expand the back of your aura more. You're kind of like forward focused, maybe just because you're watching me on on your computer. So just think of the back of your aura, lean back into it, you know, expand the back of your aura, the back of your grounding. Just kind of, you know, maybe do like a tricolor soak. If you've never done that video, that's a good one to learn. So you can do it at any time. Tri-color soak. It's a 5-minute video. So I hope that helps. Someone says, thanks, Janet. It didn't occur to me that I was freaked out because I was so happy and not affected by the first 2 healings. So this time you were freaked out, but you didn't know you were freaked out? Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, it's possible. I mean, we did a slightly different thing today. You know, it wasn't the exact same. We did, you know, all that deep thought stuff and the forgiveness of self and others. And so that's kind of like the energy of what we're about to do. Even if I don't say it properly in the intro, it's kind of there already. And that triggers people. So, you know, it's the same thing as you've had before, where you just freak out if something's going to be particularly good for you. So yeah, just heal those parts of you that are most freaked out. Imagine little parts of you that are freaked out and give them nice little healings. Someone says, thanks, Janet. I am feeling really good. Oh, nice. Good to know. And you mentioned your name, which is a helpful reminder because I never remember that from your YouTube ID. So good. I'm glad this helped you. Someone says, love the theme. Thank you. Oh, good. Good to know. Someone says, hi, Janet. You healed me and my friend. Yes, I feel quite good. How did we do? Thank you. Your angels, their favorite part for you was the 7th to 8th chakra repair and unblocking. They would particularly like you to repeat that maybe like a few times within the next week. So that it'll be, you'll see it in the timestamps when I do them within a day or so in the comment section of this video. But it was after the deep thought section, then we regrounded, then we did 7th to 8th chakra connection repair and unblocking. And so do that whole thing, not just the repair, but the unblocking and then the significant block melting within that connection. That was a big deal for you, and you can only do so much at one time. So that's why they want you to do it at least 3 more times consciously if you would, you know, within the next week. But if you feel like putting it off, then within the next 2 weeks. Your friend, the most helpful thing for him is that clearing the spas, the self-punishment angel agreements. He had a ton of those. So that's a big deal for him. He's going to work more with his angels on that, but it's like a new thing for him to let himself out of heavy patterns. Like usually he just kind of is stuck in them and he suffers through it, and he doesn't really realize like the potential of energy healing and how you can really like completely change how you perceive the world. You know, you're not changing the whole world, but you're changing within, and it changes everything for you. That's like, he likes it. He's been receiving these healings and it's working, but it's like it's slow to dawn on him how real that is, like his potential. But he's going to keep working with his angels. So yeah, so I would say he did well, but it's a very he's still kind of new to that idea of self-transformation, basically. All right, but his angels are very grateful to you for getting him this healing set. They're like, thank you. All right, someone says, thank you, that helped my irritation too. Oh, good. Someone says, first time doing the deep thought work. Oh, wow. I have a whole deep thought playlist. There's all sorts of deep thought videos. Deep thought to help sleep, deep thought to help family boundaries, deep thought to help you resist work and school less, deep thought, blue soak. There's all sorts of deep thought. There's like 10 different deep thought videos. Short ones, not like 2-hour ones like this. But yeah, I'll link the deep thought playlist below. Later within a day or so in the comment section. So that's nice. I'm glad that you healed yourself as you were watching, and that the deep thought technique worked for you. That's nice. Someone says thanks with cute little kangaroos. Well, thank you. And someone says thank you. Well, you're welcome. Bambi says hi, everybody. I guess we'll end with an animal cam. That would be a nice way to end. Let's do that. Update on the animals. So Abel is the one that you kept hearing in this live stream who kept messing with his pillows. He has he's very particular about his pillow positions. He has a cone on his head because of various allergies that are somewhat obscure and hard to figure out. But anyway, so he's sleeping. I'll show you him. And then I'll let the other two out of their carriers. Yeah, maybe let me I'll position it like this so you can see the other two get out of their carriers. So 3 beagles. So this one is Daisy and that one is Izzy. So I'll let them out and then I'll also show you Abel and then that'll be that. We have 3 cats. The other 2 are not in camera shot. So okay. Okay, so that's there's Daisy right there, and there's Izzy Busy right there, and there's Abel right there with the cone on his head. Poor little baby boy. All right, cool. So now I'm going to take everyone in the yard, so I gotta go. So bye, take care, and congratulations for healing yourself and realizing that you can transform your experience of your life through self-healing.